Good evening. I'm Sonia Diol. Dan is off tonight. Tom Mulcair is a man on a mission, and a big part of that mission is BC. The NDP leader brought his election campaign to the West Coast today, trying to convince voters that he is ready to become Canada's next Prime Minister. And as Richard Zussman now reports, he was greeted by a lot of enthusiastic supporters.
Trying to wind his way through more than 1,000 people, Tom Mulcair carries himself differently than he did 4 years ago. This is now a politician who believes he's in position to be Prime Minister. But if that's going to happen, the Montrealer will need BC's help. And this province has the NDP leader brimming with confidence.
The numbers that we're hearing and seeing, the reaction we're getting on the doorstep, allows us to be incredibly optimistic about winning a clear majority of the seats here in BC.
When Parliament was dissolved, 12 NDP MPs were from British Columbia, 7 on the Lower Mainland. It's a number that will have to increase if the NDP hopes to form government.
In British Columbia, New Democrats beat Conservatives. It's going to happen around the country, but it's definitely going to happen in British Columbia, and it's going to happen in Vancouver Granville as well.
Mulcair is also catering his message to urban voters. $15 a day daycare, a comprehensive plan for public transit and housing. It's all part of his attempt to increase his party's popularity in Metro Vancouver.
As BC goes, so will go a lot of other provinces, and I just think that it could be the tipping point for this election and determine who's going to be the government next time.
But the NDP also is getting ambitious in the interior, a region that has mystified the NDP. 2 years ago, experts predicted an NDP breakthrough there, but former provincial leader Adrian Dix wasn't able to capture any seats in and around Kamloops and Kelowna.
Making people aware and reminding them of how poor Stephen Harper's records has been right up until Election Day. That is a lesson we learned from the provincial campaign.
But the other two parties think they know a thing or two about BC as well. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau launched his campaign here a week ago. And even though Conservative leader Stephen Harper still hasn't visited the province, his party had the most seats in BC when Parliament was dissolved. Richard Zussman, CBC.